Welcome to the show. In today's episode, we'll talk about the black box testing. But before progressing there, I want to make some clarification. So we can see here black box testing has the regression testing, whereas we have seen regression in the maintenance testing as well, and it might come again in somewhere else as well. So we are reusing, we are reutilizing the same concept in different classification or categorization of the testing, and this is perfectly all right because we use the same concept again and again, but the classification, but the way we are tackling a problem could be different. So in maintenance we actually perform functional and non-functional testing, but when we talk about maintenance, so we have at a broader level, we have a perspective, we have a view, whereas in the functional and non-functional, mostly we focus them before releasing the product, but obviously they can be used at any stage. Another important aspect that is like on the Wikipedia or couple of sites that present like functional testing is part of the black box testing. It depends on the perspective how they are seeing, but how we see it is the functional testing is a broader category where we perform the test as a gray box, black box, and white box, and there could be other types as well. So it's more higher level, it's more broader functional testing. So let's come back to our main topic, which is the black box testing. So black box testing is divided into user acceptance, smoke and sanity testing, regression testing, system testing, and end-to-end testing. So we'll talk about these aspects and cover these in the white box testing. So smoke as a subtype of the black box performed after software build, verified that the critical functionality of the softwares are working, executed before detailed functional or regression test to reject a software application with defects. So it's mostly used like when you run the application, you just see if it is not producing any smoke or crashing or any UI related or usability related issues. So this is the basic criteria to accept or reject the build. So if it is crashing, you just straight away um, reject the build and you don't go for the testing. It saves the QA time for testing a broken application. If application is crashing at a certain point at the certain stages, so why you would want to test that sort of application? So application is launched without errors, GUI is responsive, build verification testing or confidence testing. So here in this picture, if we turn on the laptop and just releases the smoke, there is no point of testing it. Like it's not working, it's crashing. Regression, we ensure that if the fixed bug has not affected the functionality of other section as well as the same section. So it's the impact. So you have made a change to one part, maybe you are sending an SMS through ClickAtell and you want to make sure that if SMS are still working with the mobile phone that is attached or by another provider which was already in the system. So it means re-executing selected test cases to ensure existing functionality is not broken after the change. So regression is then subdivided into three parts, uh, like it's to ensure that the old code still works once the latest code changes are done. So three parts are retest all test cases, retest selected one, or prioritize one. So all means it's very simple. You test everything. We in selected test could be for a certain module or a component you run them, and prioritize mean you select them carefully for specific situations. Second type is the sanity, which is a subset of regression testing, and it is performed when we do not have enough time for doing test. Performed after the build has passed smoke test. So it has more detail. So it comes after the black box testing, and it's the subset. Like there are certain test cases that we take from the regression test, and we run them. Test the effect area at a very high level because of the time constraint. So we can also call it the surface level testing. Sanity testing basically will happen after the retest, whereas the retest happen after bug fixing. So once you fix the bug, you retest them, and after the retesting, we just do the sanity test. Smoke is scripted, but sanity is not. So if we compare it with the smoke test, where the smoke is always scripted, like turn on the laptop, make sure there is no smoke, whereas the sanity is not scripted. So it's basically doing the same thing but in a different perspective. So let's say we have made a change in the seat management. We just try to run a couple of tests on the reservation, like if it's working, onboarding, and check-in. So we check it at a very high level, or at a surface level. So black box testing also contain the user acceptance. It's executed by the user or client to verify or actually accept the system before production. So once the development is done, all the testing is done, this code is deployed on an environment which is a production like environment, uh, where the client may have their own use cases or their test cases where they check it, and if they are confident, they are happy with the changes, then they accept it, and after that this software update or build is rolled out to the production. Validate end-to-end business flow, it's actually the goal. So on the V model, the UAT come on the requirement, so validating the requirement. So if we look at the software development V model, where there comes a business case, and from the business case we extract the requirements, then system specification, system design, or unit level design, then we start the development, and then we start testing each unit. Then we test the integration of those units, and then we perform system-wide testing, acceptance testing to verify the requirement, and then release testing, which is once the product is in the release, in the production, or at the certain environment, we verify that if everything is working all right or not. So that's it for today's episode. In the next episode, we'll talk about the white box testing. Thank you. Bye.